You want me to do an intro?
Yeah. Okay. Just kidding. Go ahead.
What was that?
That's the song.
Oh.
It's the guitar. Oh. That.
Whoops. Accidentally. Whoopsie. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Born2BNerd Podcast. This is number 4? Yes, that's not a question. That's a fact. Today, I think we're going to look at, start off with the upcoming anime for spring 2024.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me sometimes to it's like there's seasons. It's like winter 2024, but that was technically winter 2023, I guess, right? Even though January and February are still,
Yeah.
but it's like when it premieres, so that would be winter 2023. So spring 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I sent you that video breaking down of like what was kind of coming out, and I was looking at it, and some of it, I think it looks really cool. And then some of it, like I made like little like points that I want to talk to you about. First off, like what did you think about like at least that video of like new?
I think this season's going to be crazy.
Crazy good.
Yeah. I think the season is stacked. Not only with like new and upcoming, but returning anime and everything like that. Like,
Yeah.
this season's going to be a heavy one for sure.
Yeah.
I'm excited. This season, this fall 2020 or winter 2023, we're ending right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's been really good, but like there's been like the notable anime that have been like the top of the list, and then everything else is kind of, been so-so.
Yeah.
But I think this spring season is just, I'm not going to know what to watch because there's going to be so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were a few in there that like really, that I was like, oh, like I can already tell that one's going to make me hurt a little bit, or like it's going to make me cry.
Yeah.
That one's or it's going to make me feel, at least, at the very least. Like it's kind of shoujo heavy this season.
Really?
I mean, there were like 3 or 4 in that list alone that I was like, oh wow, like that. Not just like a run of the mill one, but like this actually looks like good. There was one. Let's see, what's the name of it?
Yeah, I think it's going to be isekai heavy like always. I mean, every season is isekai heavy at this point, but there's a lot of really great shonen coming out that I'm excited for.
Oh yeah, it's called Jisan. Oh man, Jisan Basan Wakaguru
What's the English name?
Wakageru. Yeah, it's Jisan Basan Wakageru.
Mm-hmm.
It's about this like old couple
That like goes back in time.
Dude,
Yeah.
yes.
Or they don't go back in time; they just turn young again.
They just wake up and they're young.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, oh my god! And it looks like it's gonna be funny too.
Yeah,
Like it looks like it's gonna have some humor in it too. But it looks like it's gonna wreck me probably.
It's gonna be good.
It looks like it's kind of like got that wholesome thing that I'm always attracted to. And I'm like, ugh, just it feels good. But I saw that and I was like, oh man, that has the potential to like steal the show for me for the season.
I don't know, man. I mean, Kaiju number 8 looks incredible.
Well, yeah, but that's like on like 2 separate ends of the spectrum of like what you want for entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
The Kaiju number, was it Kaiju number 10? Number 8? What is it?
Kaiju number 8.
Number 8.
Yeah.
That looked cool.
Yeah, well,
looks good.
My friends read it, and they've been talking about it for years. So,
Oh, how long is it? I didn't know it had been going on for
the manga's been out for a while.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. So, everyone that I know that reads it is like obsessed with it because it like the main character is not a teen. Like he's an adult. He's like 30.
Yeah. Oh, I know. That's what I liked about it. I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit, he's not a teenager.
Yeah, so that's
really cool.
It's kind of refreshing for us adults that also love to watch anime
Yeah.
to have like a character that we can like relate to. He's just like doing like he does like a normal job or whatever.
Yeah, he's like the cleanup.
Yeah.
Like, I forget what. Oh, I had it on here.
Sweeper?
A sweeper.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, this is cool. I mean, it's not like it's never been done before, but it's cool to like, it's just like that take on it. Like, he's like kind of the lowest of this ecosystem of like how the government takes down kaiju.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, I was going to say too, the scene in the trailer where he like gets the parasite thing goes in. I was not expecting that shit at all. And I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
It was like, what is it? Like the Matrix. It reminded me of the Matrix where the thing goes in his belly button and that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
That looks crazy though. There was a couple of shots even in the trailer, which I guess it's early. So they might, render it better by the time it comes out. But there are a few shots where I was like, CG looks a little weak on that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's still an anime, so it's still going to have that production value, like they're not investing like millions of dollars. But I'm sure it's going to be great,
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have like, on top of Kaiju number 8, we have the new My Hero, which I know you're not, you're so far behind.
Yeah.
It got so real this past season. So I'm so excited to see what happens this season. I'm telling you, man, if it continues going, I'll tell you to get back on it. I don't know.
Just so burnt out on superheroes. That's the problem. I'm like super burnt out on superheroes.
Maybe.
And it's just, I don't know.
Yeah. What was the other one that they showed in that video? I forget.
The super, like the Super Sentai thing?
Maybe.
Like the Power Rangers looking one?
Yes.
Dude, that one looks so good.
Yes.
I saw that and I was like, it's an interesting, like, premise. Like, I tell you what it reminded me of. Did you ever read Civil War? Like Marvel's Civil War?
Mm-mm.
So in the comics, it's a little different than... So in the movie, I forget what the boiling point is that breaks everyone to be like, all right, superheroes have to like, reveal themselves. In the comic book, it's like so many people have powers. Like it's so oversaturated and everyone's like, I want to stand out. So these kids make this reality show where they're going out and like air quotes saving people. Mm-hmm. And what happens is they go to do a bust on this like drug house or something. And I think they go to the wrong house. I can't remember if they go to the wrong house, but I know they go to the house and they mess up and they hit like a gas main and it blows up everything. Like the people inside, people around it, and like innocent people get hurt and killed. And so that's when like the government steps in and they're like, we need this initiative to bring these heroes to heal. And like, there has to be like certain conditions. That's the vibe that gave me, where it was like these superheroes like get a taste of fame. And they're like, I want more of that. Like, I want the clout of being, and that's what it kind of reminded me of. Yeah, it looks really cool though. But on the other side of that, like the fact that your protagonist was actually a villain, and he's like, there are worse villains than me. Yeah, like these guys are not the heroes you think they are, and like his whole mission is to like, expose them and destroy them from the inside. Yeah, that's cool.
It is cool.
I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, for sure. I love it when like they take these classic themes that we like grew up with, Power Rangers or whatever, and then kind of like twist it,
flip it a little bit.
Yeah. What was the one that was on Netflix? I forget the name of that anime on Netflix. It's about basically like Kick-Ass, the comic. Yeah. Is basically kind of I always called it Samurai Champloo, but it's not Samurai Champloo. It's
definitely not Samurai Champloo.
But it has a similar name like that.
Samurai 7.
No, it's not Samurai.
Seven Samurai.
No.
There's no samurai in it?
There's no samurai in it. I don't feel like finding it. It's going to take me too long and it's going to like pull away. Anyways, it's basically this like he's like a model, like he's like an idol that he like has this ambition to be a superhero. So he like sews his own costume and he goes out and tries to fight crime.
Yeah.
But he like gets in over his head because he's like a normal guy, you know, and people have guns and knives and stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Is it like he ends up like he's actually able to save people or like kind of accomplish what he's trying to do, but he's doing it inadvertently and like in spite of himself, like, but things are happening like it's supposed to, but he's not really doing what he's trying to do. Or is it like he's fucking up like really bad?
No, I think it's kind of this thing where he does help, but he has to help in like a real human way more than what he like he can't just like shoot beams and like defeat the bad guys and stuff. Like he has to like you know, use human methods and like be like, okay, we're gonna sneak around the back and leave, you know, like, whatever it is. But it's good, and then it gets kind of like, as the story goes on, it does get kind of more comic booky and like more a little bit more fantasy.
Yeah.
But it has that change where it's like they take the whole Power Rangers thing and they're like, you know, you can know combat all you want, but people have bats and knives and like they can get you.
Yeah.
So I like it when shows do things like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, that one looks really, really cool. Mm-hmm. Like that was the first one that I saw on that list that jumped out at me, and I was like, that could be rad.
Yeah.
What was the other one? Oh, the Spice and Wolf remake.
Yeah.
I never finished Spice and Wolf. I think I. Does that sound better or worse?
I don't think we need to be that close to your mouth.
Okay, whatever. Your loss. I never finished Spice and Wolf. Like, I don't know. It was one of those where I just like forgot about it. But I remember I really liked it. So
I never watched it.
It was I don't remember that much about it. I just remember that I liked it. I mean, I probably watched it in like what, 2017? 2016, 2017. But it's not that old though.
It's pretty old, man.
Is it? Mm-hmm. Maybe I just remember because that's when I watched it.
It's from like 2015 or so.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's not that old. That's
a long time ago.
That's almost. I guess that's almost 10 years. Yeah. But I couldn't tell if it was an actual, like, if it was a reboot or like a continuation. It might be even
older than that.
No, hold on. Let's both just back check a little bit right here. Also, does your My Anime List still work?
Yeah.
Mine doesn't.
The app or the website?
The app. Oh, it's 2008.
2008.
Oh, okay. I stand corrected.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 15. It's almost 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, it looks sweet.
Yeah, I always wanted to try it, and then I just always ended up watching something else. So I missed that one.
I think that's kind of how it was with me. Like I was testing out a lot of different stuff back then, and it just like got lost in the mix of everything that I was like trying to consume and watch.
I'm curious on if it's going to be a remake or
I know that's what I was wondering too. Is it like a continuation? Is it a reboot or remake or yeah, it doesn't have a lot of episodes. It's only got 26 episodes.
And that's what I'm saying. So should I watch the original or should I wait and watch the new one?
I think
because if I watch the original and the new one is a remake, I'm not going to watch the remake.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, that's also true. It wasn't really clear in the trailer.
No.
It's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll know by the time it starts.
Yeah,
you know,
which should be in like this coming month.
Yeah,
like a week or so.
I'm just I know that right now My Hero Academia doesn't have the like most solid footing with fan base. I feel like there's a lot of debate on like people that love My Hero and people that don't like My Hero.
Yeah.
But I will always stand by My Hero. I think it's like it's so good and it's so unique. I know there's a lot of like things where people say like they didn't focus on enough of the students. They like rushed the development of the students or something like that. But I don't know. I think if you do anything different, then it becomes a different show.
Yeah.
Like if you make it like almost like a slice of life of all these students and spend all this time focusing on all these different characters, then it ends up being like, you know, twice as long of a story, and most people aren't going to give it a chance. You know, they're going to have to fill it with all this like, you know, fluff and stuff to make episodes last longer. Because how much do you have to say about this like one character from Class B? You know?
Yeah.
Like,
well, also, I mean, My Hero is one of those shows too that has like just such a. It's got so many characters, like it's got a lot. So you could slow it down, but if you slowed it down, think of how long that series would take if you're trying to spend time with all of the different characters.
That's what I'm saying.
Like you're going to have to streamline it a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Which, I mean, the pacing of the show, that was never my issue with the show. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it was. Like for me, it was kind of like, A, the superhero thing for me was just kind of played out. And B, it was like, I don't know. I mean, maybe you could tell me like how your idea is different from it. But like for me, it was like, I feel like they're telling me a lot of stuff. Like they're telling me about like one thing that I can't stand in anime is like when they tell me something is like badass, or they tell me something is super like OP, or that it's super powerful, but it's like you're not really showing me that, or like I'm supposed to be amazed at something because they've told me I need to be amazed at it. They haven't shown me why I should really be into this. And for me, that's what My Hero did for a little bit. I mean, maybe they kind of got away from it, but I remember in like season 3 or 4, maybe that's what was happening. It was like during the what happened? They went like camping or something. Who was the kid? Like the little kid who looked up to Deku. Mm-hmm. It was during that deal with the dude with the scars all over his face and the hand and all that. He was coming in like as a prominent villain, and it just felt like they were always like telling you should be disgusted or like you should be fearful of this guy, but they weren't showing you why. And so I was like, well, I don't feel that I should be, and I'm not. Mm-hmm. And it was like just this, I don't know. It just kind of turned me off of it. But I think you also said that some of the villains like are crazy now. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe one day I'll revisit it. Yeah. I'm just also kind of out of, I'm out of my shonen phase, or for the most part. So I don't know. Maybe I won't get into it.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
I'd like to try. Yeah. Like I love giving everything a chance. Yeah. And if, my girl is going to be prominent in the later seasons, then I definitely want to.
Which one?
Mirko.
Who's that?
Bunny Girl.
Oh.
Thickums.
Yeah.
Queen Snoo Snoo. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I went back and watched that one episode, or like 2 or 3 episodes, when she was fighting some dude in a lab. Yeah. And like, bro, I fucking broke her legs and shit.
But you skipped everything before that?
I skipped everything before that. I just heard that she was in like straight, like 2 or 3 straight episodes, and it was like all her, and I was like, in. I don't need to see nothing else before it. So I watched that, and I was like, they just like broke her legs. Shit.
I mean, the people, like, she was fighting like way out of her like league in that state. There's like too many really high level enemies. Yeah. She did a great job. Yeah.
They also there was like a power shift at somewhere, which I was kind of lost. I was like, wait a minute, when the fuck did Endeavor become like the man? Like, when did this happen? So yeah, maybe I should have watched a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
I love
that's
Endeavor.
seasons.
Endeavor has had a crazy arc.
Yeah.
Yeah, his arc's been insane.
Because the last thing I remember of Endeavor's just like the asshole dad to, not Todoroki.
Yeah.
Yeah, Todoroki. Yeah.
A lot happened. Yeah, you have a lot to learn.
Like the last thing I remember was like his mom was in an institution because of his dad or something.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think the last person we expected to get a really strong character arc was Endeavor, and like he got a really good one. Like they did a really cool, interesting like journey for him. Yeah, and a lot of the other characters that are linked to him, you know, like Todoroki and stuff. So you asked me, you said you guessed Deku isn't in UA anymore.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna spoil anything for you or for anyone else, but
okay, all right.
I will say that the tone of the story shifts so heavily. So the like that, like, you know, we're high school kids that get stuck in like these weird situations kind of becomes something else, you know? Like, it's hard to explain, but I'm not gonna like confirm or deny whether he is in UA or whatever, but I will say like this story is heavy, like very heavy, and it gets pretty wild. So yeah. Is there anything else we want to talk about? Like some of the, we wanted to talk a little bit about the season, and we also wanted to talk about some Pokemon TCG stuff today. Did you want to cover anything else before we move on?
Of the season? Yeah, there was.
Okay.
So I don't know if anyone else feels like this, or if they've noticed it, or if it drives them kind of crazy. But my God. Also, well, okay, so tangent a little bit. There were how many on that list? There were how many isekais coming out this season?
Oh yeah, there's always a lot. Yeah.
Like, my God. There were like 4 or 5.
Yeah. Yeah, there's always a lot.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Second part of that, which I'm whatever with isekais now. Like,
I love them.
I know you love them.
love 'em.
But it's, yeah, you eat them up.
I eat them up like little snacks.
I know.
Like
And
little snacks.
I'm just like, as long as they're meaningful, I guess it's fine.
They're not meaningful. That's why they're snacks. Like if a snack is gonna be like, if you eat a snack and has too much substance, then that's dinner. You know, then you ruin your dinner.
I eat snacks all the time that are very sustenance, like they're sustaining. They're tasty.
That sounds like a meal.
No, like a nice little protein bar has a good little snickety snack.
Yeah, but it's like it
gives me carbs. It gives me protein. It's sweet. It's salty. Protein. For the M.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I like isekai. Like, I like them to be the one I'm watching now. The wrong way to use healing magic is like the right amount of both a little unique and a little cliche rolled into one. So it's just like, you know, it's like a little interesting, but also a little boring. So you're just like, just like,
I don't know.
Nice
I think maybe it's just because of the time thing for me is what it boils down to.
Yeah.
Is like, I feel like I'm like dedicating time that I don't necessarily have to something that doesn't mean a whole lot.
Yeah, I think you definitely focus on watching for like, you want the things you watch to have a big impact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want story. At the end of the day, story is king. And and a lot of this, like a lot of the isekais, it's not. It's just,
for sure,
it's entertainment.
Well, there's a lot of isekai out there that isn't even entertainment. Like, it's just cookie cutter, and
it's just mindless.
Yeah,
like it's like something it's like, I mean, I guess it's similar to the way that like you would sit down just to put on, like you put on Seinfeld in the background just to like have it going. I
feel like some people would take offense to that.
I love Seinfeld. We just got done rewatching the entire series.
But would you say it's mindless?
Seinfeld? It's mindless. No. It's mindless in that you don't have to pay attention to it. Like, you just have it on to have it on.
That's because you've already seen it, right?
Yeah.
But if you haven't seen it, you would watch it.
Seinfeld?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is different. Like these shows, like a lot of
Okay. So then, like, all right, like NCIS,
okay,
CSI,
yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
You literally just have it on. Never seen it before. Don't give a shit about who this murderer is. Don't give a damn if it's Captain Casey. Don't give a damn whoever it is. I don't care how they solve it, because at the end of the day, I know they're gonna fucking solve it. And like I don't care. It's just on. It's there. It's that's how I feel these isekai are. And to me, it's like that doesn't warrant my time.
yeah. I mean, a lot of them are like that, and those are the ones that I won't even watch. I like to find the isekai that kind of give me like a little bit of, I guess, just the feeling that I could be like part of it. Like I like isekai that make me think, okay, what would I do if I was in that situation?
Yeah.
Because that's what isekai is, right? You're like,
Yeah.
the character gets teleported to a new world or reborn in a new world or whatever. And then it's like that scenario is always very like intriguing. Just like, you could say like zombies, superheroes, whatever, things get played out, This kind of concept is also a little overplayed, but just like the fact that I love zombie stuff,
Yeah.
it's kind of the same where like every time I watch a new zombie show or a new isekai, I'm thinking like, okay, what would I do? If I was like, if I had to level up, what would I put my stat into?
But is it memorable at all for you? Because it just seems like it's the same.
Well, it's all a little different, right? So like this one is like the one I'm watching now is the wrong way to use healing magic. And like he is summoned as like a healer, which like normally you're like a fighter and stuff,
Yeah.
But so it's like, okay, well, how do I use my healing magic to help my friends and stuff like that,
Yeah.
Kind of like Shield Hero. He gets summoned with a shield and he's like, okay, well.
But you said that one ended up not being very good.
No. Season 2 is pretty, is a bit of a wash until the last few episodes. The last few episodes are cracked for some reason. And then the new season was pretty good. There was a couple episodes within it that were like, eh. Yeah. But I don't know. I like Shield Hero. But yeah, it's like all of those, like, they make you think, like, how would you do it? Like, what would you do? What would you focus on?
Yeah.
And I like that. I like feeling that way. So like, for me, when I watch these shows, it's just like, they're like strategy shows, It's kind of like I used to watch like a lot of survival shows with my brother, So Survivor Man, Bear Grylls, Dual Survival,
Naked and Afraid.
Maybe I might have watched a little bit of Naked and Afraid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I might have. I can't remember. I might have watched it. I think we thought that one was funny, so we would watch that one because it was funny. And not for any other reasons.
Right.
There were no other reasons why you would watch Naked and Afraid.
Yeah, right. Not at all.
But yeah, you watch it and you're like, okay, first I would look for this. I would look for that. I would climb up there. I would go this way, It's the same thing. It's like, every episode, like he's gonna survive. That they're just gonna like get rescued or whatever. Like there's no stakes there.
Or they're gonna find some way, or they're gonna find like another member of their party to help them in the next.
Yeah, whatever it is. But it's just like they're just little like nuggets of data that you can like kind of run through your mind and be like, ooh, that would be cool if I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I get how they're like, like literally a window into another world. They're the main character is your eyepiece. They're your avatar.
Yeah.
For that. But it's just like so much of it seems so copy and paste. And I mean, and they are getting like very specific.
Well, they're having to, right?
Yeah, because there's so many every damn season. Yeah. They're getting so like, hold on. What was the one? So this year was
The Seventh Prince?
No, not the set. That one was stupid specific. The other one was hold on. Oh yeah. As a reincarnated aristocrat, I use my appraisal skill to to rise in the world. Yeah. As a reincarnated aristocrat, I will use my appraisal skill to rise in the world.
Let me see it. Oh, you wrote it down?
Yeah.
Oh,
But it's like so we're going to like to be so
I
specific.
feel like I watched that.
It just came out.
Oh, really?
Or it's about to premiere. Yeah,
Oh,
but it's
I
about
watched-
this. She's like trying to. It's using appraisal.
Yeah.
You know that skill tree to form the hardest party that she can of the best heroes and exploit those.
It's pretty cool.
I mean, it's smart, I guess, but it's just like, man, what else can we do here, guys?
I know, but that's cool. It's kind of like all I was given was
a toaster.
Yeah, sure. I mean, like I was gonna say like stealing skill or something like that, but like it's kind of it's like that. Like it's improv, you know?
Yeah.
Like here's your like Chopped, where you get the basket, you know, the cooking basket, and you're like all you were given was Nutella, beef flank, rutabaga, and a bag of Skittles. Make 3 entrees with it. And you're like, oh, how are they gonna...
It reminds me of like, I can imagine how the board meeting like went to be like, who's got some good pitches for this season? And the one guy who always like in whatever RPG he ever played, that's all like that's the skill that he always maxed out the most. And he's like, actually, I have an idea. Mm-hmm. It like, I don't know, it was so specific. Yeah. It's so specific. Like, I don't know. But it also kind of like leads into my second point that I was going to bring up. Holy shit. Like, how long are these titles going to get before someone is like, all right, we gotta chill out on this? Because this is getting crazy, dude.
Well, that's kind of
that was 2 sentences, 2 straight sentences.
Yeah.
Like that's
I think that's from the light novels, right? Light novels typically have long titles.
I don't know. Maybe.
I think that's what it is.
It reminds me of like in the mid, like the emo era or the hardcore era, where it would be like, I'm made of wax, Larry. What are you made of? You know, cute without the E, parentheses, cut from the team. It was like all the, what was it? Fallout Boy always had like the longest freaking names for their stuff. That's what it kind of reminds me of. But like, I'm going to read them off. Okay. This is just off of this list. So this is just this season coming out. All right. If I can read my own handwriting. All right. I was reincarnated as the 7th prince, parentheses. So I will perfect my magic as I please. 2 complete separate sentences. Let's see. As a reincarnated aristocrat, I will use my appraisal skill to rise in the world. Chilling in another world with level 2 super cheap powers. Okay. The banished farmer hero who lives as he pleases. And the last one that I had on here was the archdemon's dilemma, comma, how to love your elf bride. It's like, why? Why couldn't he just call it the archdemon's dilemma? Like it's vague enough. It gives you like intrigue. It's like, whoa, what the fuck has he got going on? They just got to keep going. Like full on sentences as titles do.
I mean, it has to be just like a Japanese thing where they like, for them, maybe those long titles are kind of like natural and like make perfect sense, you know, but translated to English in American, like with American like storytelling or American like media, it doesn't sound right, you know?
It's like to make it make sense in English, it's longer.
I mean, it's long, it could be longer, but also just, you know, just the differences, like just having something long as a title to us sounds weird, but maybe for them it isn't weird.
Yeah.
Maybe just because we typically have titles like Burned.
Monk.
Yeah. Twisters. You couldn't even say Twister 2. You had to say Twisters.
Drop the. Yeah. No. I don't know. It just, I was reading this list and I was like, good God, man.
Yeah.
It's just so long. That's what she said.
Because I remember, like, this is random, but you know the movie Peanut Butter Falcon?
Yeah.
I remember when that movie first came out, I thought the title's a little long.
Really? Oh, yeah. Even that.
Just Peanut Butter Falcon felt long for me.
Peanut Butter Falcon. 6 syllables.
Yeah.
It's too long.
I just felt, I was just like, dang, it's a long title. That was my first impression, you know? And it's literally not.
Yeah.
It's just two words.
2 words.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. It just, I wonder like how far down the rabbit hole they'll go.
I want them to keep going.
Before someone's like, all right, let's dial it back a little.
No, I want them to keep going to where it's like a little mini paragraph as a title.
Full on synopsis at the title.
That'd be so good.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't hate it.
So the other thing that I wanted to talk about or touch on, as we were leaving last time, you saw that thing Colorless, the DVD Colorless that I had. I watched some more of it. And
what's Colorless?
So Colorless is this, it's this anime series. I think it's based off of a manga series, right? By this guy took something Kishi. Hold on, wait. It's Turajiru Kishi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so basically, what it is, it's like early YouTube humor, like Charlie the Unicorn, llamas, like that kind of humor. But in like an anime studio did it,
yeah,
randomly, and they're all shorts. That's what's wild about it. Where I was like, this is bizarre. Like it's little like 3 to 5 minute shorts,
mm-hmm.
and there's like an intro to like the music and everything, and then like even the outro. Every like, I don't know, every like 5 or so episodes, they'll do like credits. And in the credits, they'll do these like stories, like just a guy talking. And this guy was like, had a really bad habit of chewing gum on dates. And this one time, I was chewing a gum on this date, and we went back to her place. We started fooling around. And I ended up, down there. And before I knew it, I realized I couldn't find my gum. And then he just talks about how it was actually in the sheets, like it fell out and it was in the sheets. But she got pretty pissed at me after that. She didn't call me back. But it's like weird, like little things like that, and it's a bunch of like boy humor, mm-hmm. like teenage boy humor. Like one episode, the dude is at like an office Christmas party or something, and he's looking over at the girl on the next table, and she's wearing like a button-up skirt, and it's really tight on the lower 2 buttons, and so he keeps looking at the buttons, and it'll zoom back on his face, and he's like, and like he'll look over to the buttons back on his face, just straining, and eventually the button pops off, mm-hmm. and he's like, I can't believe I did that with my mind, and he's like losing it, and then it cuts to her, and she looks at him, and she's looking at him, and his zipper is open. And then it cuts back to her, and she's like, I can't believe I did that with my mind. Just stuff like that. But it's really funny. It's like, I think it's called, Colorless, not to be confused with the movie Colorless,
yeah,
which is vastly different.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think it's split on the way people like it, mm-hmm. whether it's people either love it and they find the humor in it, or they find it like totally crass.
Yeah.
And just like appalling. Kind of like Golden Boy. I don't know. Did you ever see Golden Boy?
I don't think so, but I know the anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you can hear the dog lapping up water in the background.
Where were we? Oh,
talking about Golden Boy.
Oh, so Golden Boy is similar to that. Like I love Golden Boy. Like Golden Boy, for anyone who hasn't seen it, it came out in like 97, 98 maybe. And it's got that it's that pencil drawn, 2D style that I love. It's pre 3D rendering. It's very indicative of that time, and it's the way that the women are drawn in it it's mm-hmm. top tier.
Yeah.
But it's hilarious. And it's just about this guy who rides around on his bicycle around Japan, finding odd jobs, trying to, air quotes, learn study. That's what he's always saying, study. And he's trying to like learn, and he'll find himself in these predicaments where he's trying to help these people out, and he ends up, you know, messing something up, and then comes back around to actually helping them out, and they're like, oh my God, he was actually, you know, blah blah blah. And then by the time they figure out that he's helped them, he's on his way, because he doesn't want recognition or anything like that. And he's like, time to learn more, time to study. But it's similar, you know, people think about that one as the same way. They either usually love it or hate it. I think it's hilarious, and it's got one of my top tier waifus of all time in the swimming pool episode. A lot of people have probably seen the clip where he's like swimming in the pool and he accidentally swims up. He's like behind her in the swimming pool, like getting a full view of her in front of him. And he's like super close. And he ends up like ramming his head like right between her cheeks, and he freaks out and starts sucking for air. And so it's so funny. It's so stupid. It's so funny though. But it's similar to that in that that style of humor. I don't know. I laugh at it so hard. I was like cracking up. There was one more too that was like super funny. Oh, there's this one where this dude is like at a theater and he's watching some movie, and he's like, oh my God. And like the two people in front of him are like start making out. And he's like, Jesus Christ, this is bullshit, you know? And he turns around, and there's a girl behind him, and he can kind of see, you know, like her panties or whatever. And he's like, "Gah!" And you know, he turns back around, and he's like, I think I'm going to brave it again. And he turns back around, and he can see him again, and he's like, "Gah!" And it does it like, you know, 3 or 4 times. And then he goes back around to do it again. And this guy's ass is right there, because he like came back and he's like, I got your popcorn. And he turns around, and his literal nose is in the guy's ass. And then the guy farts.
Oh my God.
Dude, it's so funny. Like, it came out of nowhere. I don't know. It made me laugh so hard. It came out of nowhere. Like, it was like, I expected like a guy to show up and like hit him or something, or, you know, or something like that. But dude, it just hit me off guard. It's like that. So if you're into that kind of humor, you'd like it. If you're not, you'd be like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Yeah. But it seems like it was such a low budget thing, and it's like this cult following, you know, type of series. Yeah. You can call it that. It's like an omnibus really more than it is a series, but it's funny. I don't know. I like it.
Cool.
Yeah. Other people might like it too.
Yeah. It's worth a share, you know, if someone's looking for that.
Yeah, if you're looking for a fun little recommendation.
Yeah.
I recommend it. I put my stamp on it.